If you are planning a move from outside of the DFW Metroplex here to DFW and you want to know what that process is and what that looks like to work with me, well, I'm going to tell you that pretty quickly in this video. Hey everyone, my name is Danae Hewitt. I am your go-to DFW Realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And my specialty is helping people from out of the state relocate here to the Metroplex. Maybe you've stumbled upon one of my videos. I go around to different cities and different neighborhoods to show you what type of home you can get for your money. I also go to cities to tell you about them and tell you the average sales price home, talk to you about what your living could look like if you do move to these cities. So maybe you found me there, but if you're planning a move here and you need a real estate agent to help you along that way, maybe that is you and you would like to work with me to help you find your perfect home here, let me tell you those steps. Step one, we need to talk. We need to talk. So I've had people just out of the blue call me and introduce themselves and talk to me about their plan to relocate here. And that totally works because the number that is in the description below is my cell phone number. I answer my phone. I don't have an assistant answering it, and I always answer my phone. So you would absolutely be getting a hold of me. I've had people text me, which is absolutely fine too. And I've had people that have emailed me introducing themselves to me, and then we set up a time to talk. So either way, honestly, anyway, works absolutely fine for me. So that's absolutely the first step, is to get a hold of me. Email, cell phone, anyway is fine. In that conversation, when we finally do connect and have that conversation, I want to know a little bit about you. Where you're relocating from, why you're relocating here, and I want to find out what is the most important thing to you when you do relocate. Maybe you need to be close to the airport. Maybe you want A-rated schools for your kids. I just want to know what it is ideally you're looking for in your home here, maybe what type of neighborhood you're looking for, maybe what type of nightlife you might be looking for. So then that helps me guide you in the direction of what cities might best fit what you and your family need. The next step is getting pre-approved. If you don't have any lenders that you personally know here in Texas, then I certainly have a list of lenders that I have personally worked with many times, then I can give you their information, and you would need to go through the pre-approval process. And that helps us to know how much of a home you can afford, and it also knows your budget. Once we know that budget, then I can be emailing you homes in those cities that you prefer and in that price point that is going to best fit your budget. So having a pre-approval is really great because it just knows at what number we need to stop at, and we certainly don't want to be looking at homes that are over your budget. No, we can't be doing that. So pre-approval is a great way to know exactly what your budget is. If in that conversation you tell me, hey, we're not ready to move yet, we're planning to be in town 3 months from now, well then a pre-approval is not going to help you right now, because 3 months from now you're going to have your credit pulled again, and we don't want to do that more than we have to. So at that point, if you just tell me, hey, I'm calling you because I know we're going to work with you in 3 months, then what I will do is if you kind of know your general budget, then we can get you pre-qualified, and then if we know roughly what you qualify for, then I can put you on those MLS searches in that price point. The third step is house hunting. Oh my gosh, that is so much fun. All right, so there's a couple different things that I have done with my out-of-state clients. In that initial conversation, I'm gonna ask you the question, do you plan to come here and look at homes and put an offer in, or are you comfortable putting in a sight unseen offer? Okay, so based on your answer, it kind of depends on what we're doing with our home search. So if you're pre-approved and you know that you're going to be in town on a certain date, I will of course double check my calendar and make sure that I can give you as much time as possible when you are here, because of course that will be my priority when you are here. And we will go around to the different cities and go see those homes that in the searches you have found out that you liked. So we're seeing those homes in person, we're meeting each other for the first time, but then we're also looking at the pros and the cons cons of the home, and maybe we're putting in an offer that few days or that week that you are in town. So when you are here and we put the offer in, everything can be signed electronically. So we don't have to sit down at Starbucks and sign a hard copy of the offer. That can all be signed digitally. Let's say we're under contract, you go back home and the inspection is now here. Okay, but you're not here for the inspection, but guess what? I am. So what I will do is I will meet the home inspector at the property. When he or she is finishing up that inspection, they will do a FaceTime tour with you to show you the goods and the bad of the house. And of course, I am there as a liaison. That inspection report will be emailed to you. You and I jump on the phone that evening, the next day, and we talk about what we want to have the sellers fix at their expense. And then we submit and e-sign an amendment, and there are some negotiations from there. And then really at that point, once we move forward, it isn't absolutely necessary that you guys are here, all right? Not absolutely necessary, because the lender is working on their final lending requirements. The title company is gathering all of their documents that they need. If the home's in an HOA, all of that stuff's being gathered for you. You don't need to be present or in the state for any of that stuff. Once we get to the end of the transaction, we will do a final walkthrough and a closing. And again, this is something that we would have to communicate if you plan to be here for that stuff or not. I have absolutely done a final walkthrough of the property on FaceTime with clients to put my eyes and ears on the property for them. And then a notary has actually met them wherever they are, and they have signed the closing documents. So that is definitely one way that that can happen. And you can sign on your house and close and officially buy it. The other way is you could be here for the final walkthrough, and we can do all of that together and sign the documents at the closing table, and you are present for all of that. So both things I have done. We can work that either way. Let's go back to number 3. When I said house hunting, I started this whole conversation with you guys being here and looking for houses. But let's say you're not here. Let's say you are comfortable with me going through the houses and taking videos for you or FaceTime tours with you. I've absolutely done both. So let me explain what both of that looks like. So when we schedule showings, I can coordinate a time with you, and if you're available for a live tour of the house, absolutely, we will do that. I have all of my equipment to make that happen. And then once we're off the FaceTime tour, I will go through and take little short videos of the house, so you have that as a memory. I will upload that to Google Drive. I will send you that Google Drive link so you can rewatch those videos if you had any questions or just needed to refresh your brain on something, whatever. Now, let's say you can't be available for a FaceTime tour. That totally happens, I understand. Then what I go through is I spend probably a good, depending on the size of the house, but it's a good 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, going through the house and going, room by room or area of the house, and I put those into smaller videos. Like, let's say I just do the kitchen and the living room. That's gonna be 1 3 or 4 minute video, and I'm gonna point out things in the house. I'm gonna point out the good, the bad, the ugly, maybe the things that we would want to pay attention to if we do move forward with a contract on this house. So I will probably send you, 5 or 6 videos, of course, depending on how much is there at the house. I will upload those videos to Google Drive. I will send you that link so you have all of those videos ready for you. I will also do a driving tour of the neighborhood, or maybe a couple of minutes before we get to the neighborhood. Unfortunately, those videos are kind of boring because it's just of the streets leading up to the house, but just so you have an idea of the surroundings of the neighborhood before you get to your house, so you know what you're getting into because you're not there. So I will do that as well. It's not a fun video. I try to make it entertaining, but I have been known to not follow GPS on accident and get lost. But that's just part of the entertainment, isn't it? This may sound easy, but those are the 3 steps for you trying to find a house here in the DFW Metroplex if you are not present for it. We jump on a phone call, get to know each other, we get you pre-approved, and I go out and do virtual showings for you, or I connect with you via FaceTime so that you can see the house somewhat in person. And then really the steps in that contract. The inspection, you don't have to be here for, but if you want to be here, of course, you can schedule a time and come out, and we will know that date once we are under contract. And then for the closing, again, you don't have to be here for that. That's when you would trust my eyes and ears on the property to do that walkthrough for you. And then the closing can be done in whatever state you reside in with a mobile notary service to sign those closing documents. Or you can be here for all of it. Totally your choice. I have done both with many clients that have reached out to me via my YouTube channel or my Instagram page, and I have helped them out just to be their eyes and ears on the ground here in the Metroplex when they cannot be. If you are interested in working with me and if any of this sounds good to you, then my contact information is in the description below. Email me, call me, shoot me a text, whatever you want to do, I am available to help you out. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope to work with you soon.